Now I can say, officially, I've been evacuated off of a ride at Disney. Good morning from Epcot here at Walt Disney World, and welcome back to Fun Fiero. I'm Andy.
I'm Liz.
We're gonna ride Guardians of the Galaxy. We're gonna do Food and Wine Festival. We're gonna try some new stuff today. But the biggest question is what happens when you miss your boarding group for Guardians of the Galaxy?
Well, we're gonna let you know all that and more. Let's go have some fun.
We are here at the Noodle Exchange. This has got the traditional spicy Vietnamese beef pho, Chinese char siu pork udon, and the Thai shrimp and coconut curry rice noodles, and also tofu pho. 3 of these are gluten-free, and Liz and I are looking at doing the traditional spicy Vietnamese pho, and then also the Thai shrimp and coconut curry rice noodles.
So I have the shrimp, coconut curry rice noodles. It looks really good. It smells really good. And you kind of have your, you have your sauce and your veggies over here. And I'm really interested. I've never done pho before. And I've definitely never done it with chopsticks before. So I do wonder how this is all going to work. But I'm going to try. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of noodles. I just want to do this with chopsticks. I don't know. All right. It's a really nice flavor to it. And the shrimp is really good too. This is a good dish.
They come with a package of chopsticks. They also come with these fun little spoons as well, so I thought that was kind of neat. I did get a fork and spoon just in case. I'm not very good with chopsticks. So we're gonna give it a whirl here and see what we think. That's about all the noodles I could get. Wow, it's really good flavor. Here, let's try a little bit of the beef. All right. Wow, definitely not overly spicy. A tiny little bit of a kick on the back end. Anybody, I think, could eat this. It's got a lot of flavor to it. It's very delicious. Highly recommend it. And I think that this is one reason that they say it's spicy. It's got jalapenos in here.
Oh, nice to know.
Now that's got a little bit of a kick to it. I did want to try out the little spoons here and test out the broth by itself. Oh yeah, so good.
So this guy is, like Andy said, it's a lighter fare than the traditional pho bowl. But what I do like about it is that it's 90 degrees outside and it's not too hot to eat this. Of course, we did step into the Odyssey with the air conditioning to eat in here, just in case. Love the flavor, and it's got a little bit of a kick to it, and the vegetables in here are really good. It's just really nice and light, even though it is pho.
And the same thing for this is that it's not temperature hot. It's kind of warm, but not hot. So definitely you can eat it on a hot day. One of my favorite dishes of this festival.
So what happens when your boarding group gets called and you miss your time for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind? This is our 3rd day here, and we've had several different boarding groups. Today, though, we got on to boarding group 11. This is the day that we also had to check out of our room, drop our bags off with Bell Services, and you don't get to look at the times in the morning when you book a lightning lane. So we booked Remy, and not knowing what time it was going to be, and at first it told us 9:33 for our Cosmic Rewind, that we were going to get called for that boarding group, and our 8:50 to 9:50 Remy lightning lane was okay. We were going to make it. Well, then our boarding group got called at 8:10. Y'all, we weren't even in the park due to taking our luggage up to Bell Services and needing to check out and everything like that. We got into the park. We immediately went to guest relations because I needed help. I mean, I have Remy, I have Guardians of the Galaxy, and I don't want to miss either one. And currently, right now, this could change tomorrow, but at the filming of this video, it didn't matter. She was like, they're going to honor your Guardians of the Galaxy, go do Remy first, and then come back to Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, we did Remy, we stopped at Frozen, and then we made it back to the Guardians of the Galaxy a little over an hour and a half after our time should have been. They didn't care. We scanned in. It took a long time for it to go green, and she was like, no, you're fine. Come on through, Elizabeth. Come on through, Andrew. You're okay, too. So we got to go immediately on the ride. Funny enough, this was actually like 33-minute queue. I think our longest time was over a 50-minute queue. This is our shortest queue that we had today, and it was no problem. Now, check. Obviously, moving forward, they're going to tighten up those return times, and it's not going to be just that you come back whenever you want to. But today, it worked out for us.
Knowing that the cast member at Guest Relations is the one that, you know, told us all of this, it really does help out to like just kind of, it helps you relax a little bit knowing that you do have that flexibility. So we wanted to share that with you guys. Don't freak out. Your day's not ruined. You can still go have fun. It's okay. We had an amazing time. We did it 3 times over this trip. Did it once a day. We never once bought an individual lightning lane attraction. That was really nice that we were able just to do the virtual queues, and we got it every single time.
Now, we could have bought those individual lightning lanes, but like Andy said, we just really didn't think that we needed to. Had a great time every single time that we rode. I love the fact that your car moves. So as it's throwing you around the roller coaster and those G-forces, instead of slamming into one side or the other or backwards and forwards like a traditional roller coaster, your car bends with the ride almost, and then your body moves with it, and it is a ultra smooth experience that I loved all 3 times we rode.
You do get different intensity as far as where you sit. The first time we rode, we sat on row 9. The second time that we rode, we sat on row 4. And then the third time that we rode, we sat on row 5. For me, my best experience, and I do get motion sickness, was row 4. Now, that being said, on the more intense times that we rode, I did get a little queasy, but the recovery time of the way that this coaster is made was way faster because you're walking out also through AC and everything else. And so by the time I reached the outside, even on the more intense times, I was totally fine. So, you know, it was never too bad. And the only parts that made me a little queasy were just the normal roller coaster parts of it. Not the turning of the cars. That had nothing to do with it. I had a great time. I will definitely ride it multiple times again, just to let you guys know. So if you do have a little motion sickness issue, or a big motion sickness issue, I still think you can enjoy this ride. Just know that you will probably be affected to some degree. So now we're at the France Pavilion, and we are going to get, for the Food and Wine Festival, the creme brulee vanilla. Yeah, so vanilla creme brulee with house-made raspberry jam. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the rest of that. If you can, you're awesome. Wow, that is some good crunch. Now we have to dig in.
Oh my god. That is some really good crunch, but it's almost hard to get to the goodness below. I've been wanting it the whole festival. It is so good. The raspberry jam is on the bottom. It's smaller than the normal creme brulee you get, like back in the hall, but it's really good.
So with us being this close to Brazilian cheese bread, right next door from France is the Brazil booth, and we had to get another cheese bread. Now, thing is that to come with this, Liz already downed hers.
It's gone.
It's gone. But let me ask you, Liz, if you had your choice between the cheese bread at Skipper Canteen or the Brazil booth for Food and Wine Festival, which one do you choose? Which one is your favorite?
Brazil.
Really?
Yeah, because the Skipper Canteen cheese bread has this weird, like, floury texture on the outside of it, and it leaves a funk aftertaste. This does not. I love this. I actually really like the cheese bread at Skipper Canteen. It has that pesto and hummus that you can like drag it through. But yeah, this is, I think, softer, gooier. I don't know. It's just more. It's more of a guilty pleasure, and since it is gluten-free, Liz can have it every time. So that's why we're revisiting it today. We're here at the Mexico Pavilion, and we're actually going to go on the Grand Fiesta Tour with our friends Jose, Panchito, and Donald. Yes, and it is so dark, and the air conditioning works so well in here. I love coming in this temple every time we come. Literally, it's 98 degrees. It's very humid. A storm is rolling in, but it just isn't raining yet. So this is the perfect place to duck in, and then we're gonna go have a margarita at La Cava del Tequila. For sure, it's a must every time that we come in here.
no? We must fight it. The concert is tonight. Caballeros, regain caballeros, they say we are birds of a feather.
Here at La Cava de Tequila, we're getting our drinks to go, but you can actually do a tequila tasting, and that's where, like, you can sit over here. I want to do that one day.
So even if you're not doing a tasting, you can still sit at the table because you can get your drinks for here or to go. But we are getting ours to go because we're actually going to test track. Maybe it'll be open. It's always, yeah, you never know. We got our margaritas, and I got the Dragona's top shelf. What'd you get?
The wild one.
The wild one. Normally we just get it and run, but it's so nice and cool in here. It's such a hot day outside. So we figured we'd hang out in the marketplace, have the drink, or at least get half of it down, and then we're bouncing. We have made it over here to test track. Standby time is 40 minutes. We do have a lightning lane through using Disney Genie Plus, which we actually got for our entire stay. You can no longer do that. You have to do it per day. But when we did book this trip, we got Disney Genie Plus, and it was for the entire trip. We didn't know we were going to be at Epcot pretty much every day for that for this trip. But anyways, we have it. So we're using this. But the thing is, there are so many clouds all around us right now. I don't know if we're gonna actually be able to get through the line before it shuts down, but we're gonna go see. If you don't know, basically Test Track is very finicky. They will shut down pretty much at a drop of a hat, or it malfunctions. There's so many different things that shuts it down. So if we can actually make it on here, it's gonna be a minor miracle, especially with the approaching storm. All right, we are inside the design studio. Also, just found out they don't allow food or drinks in here. That's the car right there. That's what Liz designed. All right, we've scanned in. We're at our car. It's not looking good. We may be getting evacuated. Literally, we just got seated and strapped in. I think they might be calling it due to inclement weather. Oh, the face that they're making, I don't know. Doesn't look good.
Does not look good.
So that was the car that we were in, but now we're back here behind the gate.
Yellow line.
So behind the yellow line, we have been evacuated. Okay, checking back in with you guys. We are still holding. We're still evacuated. And just to show you, pretty much everybody that was in line behind us has left, except for just a couple of people still up here. We've been standing here for an hour, and it is pouring down outside, like huge lightning strikes, torrential downpour, 40-mile-an-hour winds. Like, it's a storm out there, flooding all over. And figured, you know, let's just stay in here, stay dry, and then when the storm passes, they'll get the ride back up and going, hopefully, and we can ride the ride and then leave and not be soaked. This may be our last ride, but we are still hoping to do Spaceship Earth before we actually leave the park, because again, once we leave the park, we're heading to the airport. Actually, we're heading back to our resort to get our luggage from Bell Services, and then heading back to the airport to go home to Colorado, sadly. But it's not over yet. Things are starting to happen again. I don't know what this means, but there's some more cars. They started moving. Like, this is not the one that we started with, and now it's moving.
13.
Yeah. There's another one. I have no idea. So it looks like they're getting everything actually up and running.
Maybe.
And they just gave us like 2 fast passes.
2 hours later.
2 hours later, but they gave it, so we're gonna get to go on the ride, and they gave us 2 fast passes to anything but Guardians of the Galaxy, which is cool. Although we're basically run out of time, so I don't know if we'll be able to use it. But
we're gonna see. We're gonna see what we can do.
2 hours ago, that was gonna be the car that we were, actually that's the car that we were in, that we got out of.
Bye, thank you.
Monitoring road surface. Commencing responsiveness test.
Okay, the responsiveness data is now being synchronized.
I can say officially, I've been evacuated off of a ride at Disney. I love it. It's time to go see our little chef friend, Remy, one last time.
Cette nourriture est pour nos invités, pas pour vous. Hey guys, the food is for them. Hey, thanks for coming, everyone. Vous serez toujours les bienvenus chez Rémi.
So I have something to admit that the other day, the first time we ever rode Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, I said that, you know, it felt like the trackless ride system kind of felt like kind of herky-jerky, like I don't know, like bumpy. Well, Liz brought up a really good point, and I think she's right.
When you're sitting in the back seat, it feels like little rat feet running.
It does.
And it's herky-jerky where they're running in the ride. So I really think it's supposed to simulate running.
I didn't think about that straight away,
No,
but
in
now
the
that
front seat, it's harder to feel.
But now that we've seen it, or now that we've ridden it again, it definitely feels like that. So I kind of like that. If it's not supposed to be that way, at least
Feels that way.
It feels that way. Here's the other thing: we're gonna go do it again because we had 2 fast passes from Test Track since we
Yeah.
had to wait for 2 hours, and unfortunately,
Spaceship Earth is still down, so we're gonna ride Remy, and then we gotta book it to get back to the airport.
yep. So here, let's go ride it again, back to back.
Voilà. Mais oui, that's it.
What a fun day. Our last day at Epcot. Unfortunately, not a full day. I would love to see Harmonious again because that was amazing.
We have to catch a flight.
But we do have to catch a flight. Give this video a big thumbs up and share it.
Ding that notifications bell, and that way you're gonna know every time we go live or we put up a video.
And until next time, get out there, have some fun, and we'll see you on the flip side.